everyone, I'm Kay. A slightly different video today. So today I want to try out with you for the first time this foundation, which is by Max Factor. It's called Miracle Pure Skin Reset 2-in-1 Serum Foundation. I have it in the color 60 to 80 light to medium. It comes in a glass bottle with a dropper. It is pretty liquid. I haven't tried it. I don't even know if the color is right. But why I got it is, it says at the back, provides instant and perfecting medium coverage with satin matte finish, reduces the appearance of dark spots for a more even skin tone. I have quite a lot of dark spots and I have mature skin. So you can see that here and here, and I have some here and some here. And I also have a little bit of redness around the face. I've taken off all my makeup. The only makeup I have still on is my eye makeup. So I have eyeliner, mascara, and eyebrow pencil on. Everything else I've taken off. So I'm 48. So my skin, I would definitely class as mature. So I want to see how this fares. The main thing for me is how well does it cover. I'm not the biggest fan of foundation. I like BB creams, etc. I like that my skin looks like skin. But because of my dark spots that have been appearing over the last few years, I now have to use foundation a little bit more. I'm also not a big fan of not clean foundation, so I've been using Tropics foundation a lot, which is just clean, but it just doesn't cover quite as well. So I came across this and I thought, you know, I can try it. I probably won't use it every day simply because it just hasn't got clean ingredients in it. But every now and then when I feel I need a bit more coverage, I would use this. So let me try it with you for the first time. I haven't tried it, as I said. So this is light to medium. There aren't many shades there. So I think there are about 6 shades or something like that. So the first thing I just want to do is just check how it goes with my skin tone, because it might look really bad if the color doesn't match. Oh, I think that's quite a good match actually. That is quite a good match. Yeah. I will use a brush. This one is by Studio 10. It's their foundation brush. Let me just shake it. And then I just put, I would say, 3 drops on this side. So I just do one side first, just to see what it does. And then just, yeah, let's see what it does, so to speak. It has a smell to it. It's not an unpleasant smell. It's quite fresh. Like, yeah, I don't know, like fresh bouquet smell. Not of flowers, but it just has that fresh kind of feel to it. It feels really nice on. I definitely need more coverage. It's not covering it up straight away, so I need some more up here, some more up here, and probably some more around here. In terms of color, I think it's all right. Definitely want to take it down here as well. Let me just pop it just here, and then let's see what it looks like. It feels lovely on. It doesn't feel like you put something on. It just feels like you put cream on. 2 sides. So I think there's definitely a more even skin tone on this side. Looking here, you can see all my dark spots. It hasn't covered it completely, but everything just seems a bit more evened out. but it still looks like my skin. But it hasn't covered it. I think it's just literally just a really light. It says medium coverage. I'm not sure. So let's do it on this side. And under the eyes. Now I don't use concealer under my eyes. I think it's simply because I have mature skin. If I use concealer, it just seems to be sitting in those fine lines and just make them more obvious. And I'm hoping that this kind of foundation here now doesn't do the same. But I definitely need to get it under and onto my neck here, because the color is slightly more dark. Yeah, it's darker than my actual skin tone. Just a slight touch. I think it would be fine for the summer. But this is light medium. Light to medium. This isn't medium. So, because normally I'm a medium in most foundations when they offer that kind of labeling. Right, so it's now both sides. This is a satin to matte finish. I quite like the finish. I always thought I really liked the glowy look, but actually on me, it just seems to look a bit more like I'm sweating. So I quite like this kind of matte finish, although it is quite matte. So I probably will add some kind of glowy stuff to it. So, right, let's look. It hasn't covered. You can still see them. But overall, this is a no makeup look, which I like. I'm that kind of person. I like that you can see my skin through it. I think it's really pretty. I quite like it. I'd also like, because you can see the skin still through it, it's not just a canvas now, it's still quite natural. Still haven't found a foundation that covers up my dark spots. Even when I use the ones that say full coverage, no, it just doesn't happen. So if you have any idea why it's not covering it, please tell me. Is it because I use a brush? But even when I use it with a sponge on my fingers, it just never does, cover it. So please just let me know if you have experience with it. But actually, I quite like it. I do like this finish. I do a third, not layer, I just want to do a third application just on those spots. And then use this brush, which you can make fluffy, or you can make a little bit more tough. So I put this up here, and now just press it in rather than move it around. Let's see what that does. A little bit better. You still can see it. It's just not going to go away. I maybe just have to make my peace with it. It's okay. It has, it's covered it a little bit more. Let me do this side here. You can still see it here. Let me put that there. And I just press it in rather than swipe it. Again, a little bit better. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but in my mirror, I can see it hasn't really covered it. I still can see it. It has lessened it. It's less visible. Let me do it on this side. Now on me, this color, medium, light to medium, has a bit of a red tinge to it. It might just be that it does it on my coloring. It's just something for you to be aware of. I feel a bit like I have a bit of a red tinge to it. In terms of how it feels, it's lovely. It just literally feels like I put my moisturizer on. Great. So I'm really pleased with it. And I'm pleased with the fact that I think from what I can see in the mirror and on the camera here, that, as I said before, it's not a plain canvas where everything just looks just only two-dimensional. So I don't really need to add a lot more makeup on, like bronzer and highlighters and all that, to give me a more real look, if you like. So I quite like that. However, just for sake of checking how it all interacts with each other, I'm using a little bit of bronzer. This is by Sculpted by Amy, just to give a little bit of warmth. But I think, as I said, because this light to medium has a little bit of a red tinge to it, don't think I need to add really any warmth to it, but just a little bit of bronzer. Also going to add a little bit of lipstick to it. Using a lip liner, because most lipsticks I use just bleed into my fine lines above the mouth. And then I use, this is a velvet matte lipstick, and it's almost the color of my natural lips, which I really like. So it just looks really natural. I do like a red lipstick, like a proper red every now and then, but for every day, I quite like this kind of same color as my lip look. Yeah, I really like it. Again, I'm a bit disappointed that it doesn't cover properly. So the other thing it says, because that's why it's a 2-in-1 serum foundation, that when you use it consistently, I think every day for like whatever, a month or something, that it does reduce the appearance of dark spots and evens the skin tone overall, because it has some niacinamide in it and Bisabolol. I've never heard of that. I will have to make some research on that one. So that, you know, promising, but I've been using vitamin C and all sorts of things to get rid of those dark spots, and they just don't go anywhere. It just doesn't happen. They might lighten a little bit, but they haven't disappeared. So anyway, but this is not about this. This is about the Miracle Pure. So first impression summary. I like how it goes on. I like that it doesn't feel like makeup at all. It feels like you put a moisturizer on. I like that it does even the skin tone. It does do that. It covers, it kind of diminishes a little bit the look of my dark spots. And I do like this kind of satin matte finish. So if you're not a fond of that, then I quite like, and I use the Sculpted by Amy palette. I use the highlighter just to give me a little bit of light. And I like to put in the corner just to give it a little bit of light reflection there. So I will wear it for a few hours, and then I will talk to you about how it fares, how it feels, but also how it sits, if at all, in my fine lines. You can see them, you know, with age we get these. So I'm not putting any setting powder on, simply because I never do it. So I don't think it's fair, really, to put setting powder on when I, in my daily life, wouldn't use it at all, because I want to see what it looks like without any extra help, because I want to get it on and out the door as quickly as possible. So that's quite frankly me. So just so you know, there's no setting powder on here, because that's what I do. or don't do, so to speak. So I see you in a few hours. So I'm back. It's been a few hours. It's getting dark outside, so I thought I'd film it now. I would have liked to wait a little bit longer, but I waited 4 hours. So I think for me, it always gives me a really good idea. About 3 to 4 hours gives me a good idea of how makeup fares. First of all, the feeling, it doesn't feel dried out or anything. It still feels like I put some cream on. That's what it feels like. The color is still really nice. I haven't seen that it rubbed off anywhere. So let's look at if it sits in my fine lines. Nope, not at all. So I quite like it. So I hadn't had any reactions to it. Sometimes some foundations can give me a little bit of like an itchy skin. It's comfortable to wear. It doesn't highlight any of my wrinkles. So I think for mature skin, I think this is really good. I mean, I do not put a lot of that cream on underneath my eyes anyway, which is probably something to consider. But I also haven't used any setting powders or anything like that. So bearing that in mind, I think this looks pretty good. As I said, still a little bit disappointed that it didn't get rid of my dark spots altogether. But as I said, I think even with foundation that's meant to cover completely, it doesn't. So it is what it is now. So I just have to make my peace with it. But yeah, no drying out. It hasn't really come off my skin either. So overall, I'm actually really pleased. To give it 10 out of 10 stars, I think it would have to be clean, which it isn't. And it would have to cover all of my dark spots. But I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. I do like it. I do like it's not full coverage makeup, which gives, it just still lets my skin shine through. And therefore looks very natural, which is just something I like. I just like the no makeup look. So if you have any questions, any comments, put them down below. If you have any recommendations, if you have dark spots like me and you found something that covers them up. I tried concealer, I tried different foundations from all different brands. Nothing covers it. It's always coming through. It's still shining through with everything I tried. So if you have any other ideas, please let me know. But as I said, I tried vitamin C. I tried brightening moisturizers. I tried everything. And it just doesn't. It just lightens a little bit, but it's still very visible. But anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And as I said, if you have any questions, any comments, put them down below. If you want to see any other makeup products and you want me to review them, let me know. If I can afford it, I will try and give it my best shot. I have bought this all by myself. It's not sponsored or anything. So it might just take a little while for me to get round to it, to get the money together. But I would love to do some more reviews of whatever you kind of want to suggest. It would be great if you have some suggestions. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope I see you very soon. Bye!